2.
Wibwobbers, Robbett here. In a first for the Puni report, we're diving into score attack. You can see I've already put up a score of 56 million, which would easily put me in the top 5 of Wibblewobble any week, even with Slurpent. This is Puni though, and the current number 1 spot is at 247 million score. This week's adversary is Red J. In Puni, score attack is tribe restricted, and this week we're allowed to use Mysterious, Heartful, Slippery, and Wicked. Even though it's somewhat rare to see Slippery in there, and that means Slurpent, we're going a different way because we're going to use Kirakoma. Kirakoma and Slurpent do not mix because you cannot flood Kirakoma. More on that in a minute. We're going to use Hote, Pom Pom Purr and S from the recent Sanrio event, Doyle, Edison, and Kirakoma. All of them are mysterious with the exception of Doyle, but he's 7 points better than the next best mysterious booster, so we're taking him. In Puni, some yokai have not just a Soultimate ability, but a passive ability as well. Kirakoma has 2. He has a 5% bonus to Mysterious Tribe Unity and a 5% score bonus against Red J. Perfect. The first thing we're going to do is get a feeling for just how much damage we can do and what that means for our score. The goal here is just to get a single Soultimate off, no rushing needed. Looks like we managed 203,000, which translates to 23.1 million score. We can do better, however, because of those passive abilities of Kirakoma. These special blue skill books let you boost passive abilities, just like Soul Secrets boost Ultimate levels. Blue skill books are rare, and this is the first time we're going to use one. Actually 4 on Kirakoma. Each skill level adds 1% to a yokai's passive ability, which means now Kirakoma has a 10% tribe unity boost and a 10% score bonus against Red J. So back to the test. We're going to do the same thing again and see what a difference 4 blue books can make. $211,000 damage and 24.2 million score. Not bad, except the damage wasn't done against Red J, so while we got the tribe bonus, we didn't get the Red J bonus. One more try, making sure we knock out all the pre-boss yokai. $220,000 damage and 25.2 million score. We're getting there. You might have noticed something watching so far. Kirakoma cannot raise his own Soultimate meter while performing his Soultimate. That is, you can't flood, and therefore can't take advantage of Slurpent, because any Kirakoma Puni you pop with Kirakoma don't go toward future Soultimates. So the key to using Kirakoma is going to be twofold. We want to get into Fever twice, and if possible we want to use Kirakoma more than once per Fever. Kirakoma's Soultimate is unique, except for the recent addition of Sun God Enma, in that you direct where he pops Wibwobs by moving your finger around the playfield. In order to get 2 Kirakoma Soultimates off during a single Fever time, that means we need a second Kirakoma ready, but we have to avoid popping it. The thing we have going for us is that while a Wibwobber Puni is growing in size, it can't be popped, so we need to move Kirakoma rapidly away from that growing Puni. This is a recurring issue, and in this case it was largely because Kirakoma's ultimate wasn't up to begin with, so we needed to add to it, and that meant the second Kirakoma was already fully grown. Trying again. Managed to just barely pull off 2 here, but it took so long that time ran out. 303,000 damage yields 36 million, but we have all those bonuses which give us another 30% in total, or 47 million. Still lower than my initial score attack run for the week that was done more traditionally with Slurpent and Robonyan 3000. This next run is a hot mess. Boosters aren't up, but I recover and ultimately get 2 solid Sultimates off, just not the multiple Sultimates per fever I want. $47 million, or 61 million with the bonuses, finally surpasses the original score. Prior to this next run, I probably spent 2 hours repeatedly playing and running into one issue or another. Setting up for the second Kirakoma is difficult, especially to do quickly without getting into fever. Avoiding that second Kirakoma is difficult as well. Not running out of time for the second fever is a pain in the butt. I'm simply not getting good scores, and then it happens. It isn't the end-all be-all score I hoped for, but I get a 90 million run in. Except I'm not recording, because I've just been deleting clips for 2 hours. So I start trying to do it again, which is what brings us here. This run is going really well. First fever we have all the boosters up, second Kirakoma set up, doesn't get hit, second ultimate just barely makes it, and that's 41 million with 16 seconds to go. I managed to actually get a third ultimate off just before the second continue ends, but I didn't use Hotei, so I do around half as much damage. That was the 90 million run with 3 ultimates, but it was just off by a fraction, and it yields 70 million. Over and over I try, but there's always something. This is a good point to mention that there's another catch to Kirakoma. You don't get anything at all unless his Soultimate completely finishes. It takes around 3 seconds, maybe more, for his star to fly up and damage the enemy. That's the time you have to drag it around the playfield, but even if you do nothing, it will just sit there. That means realistically you need to start his Soultimate when you have half a fever left, or worst case just 4 seconds on the clock. And that's where we end. I really wish I had that big run to show you, but I don't. 90 million leaves me in the top 1,000, almost certain to get Red J, but there's so much room for improvement. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitter for the latest Yo-Kai Watch Puni Puni and Wibble Wobble information. Until the next video, good luck with the gacha.